What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the update of Baransabani. So unfortunately we did not get to see his name on the official competitors list for this upcoming Arnold Ohio because that is what him and his team were hoping for. Now I guess the only reason they did not give him the invite is because of his pending visa problems, because the status of his application for the US visa that hasn't changed in the last 2 or maybe 3 years. So I guess the best case scenario for Baransabani is to go back to the Arnold Classic Brazil and win that title for the second time in his career. And Baransabani can always show up for Fibo Germany because this time there is an opportunity for him to show up as a strong contender and have a go at the number 4 best bodybuilder in the world, Martin Fitzwater. And not only just him, but many other guys, because that's $100,000 prize money, and that is going to attract a lot of big names. And do you guys know what the great thing about these two shows is? That they are just 1 week apart. So Baransabani used all this time to clean out, to detox his system, and he did not do the Olympia for the 3rd consecutive time in his career, and he did not do the post-Olympia shows either. So I hope his team, they do realize that he doesn't miss on this opportunity, because no one knows whether Baransabani is gonna be on the Olympia stage next year either. So he might as well do all of these shows, go up against the top guys in the world, and show the world of bodybuilding that he is a first call out guy in the biggest bodybuilding show, Miss Olympia, no matter who shows up there. So 2024 was a great year for Baransabani. He was able to beat Nathan D'Asha at Flex Pro Italy and William Bonac at Dubai Pro this year. And the prize money that he won, especially in Dubai, that was his biggest to date. So Dubai Pro is scheduled to be held in June, and Behrooz has already committed to doing that show, and he's gonna come back to defend that title. So Jeff SEID, one of the OGs and the original sponsored athletes of Gymshark, announces his retirement after doing one last show and in the natural class. Now I am sure most of us have been following social media enough to remember that Jeff SEID was one of the most viral sensation back in the day when the social media was just taking off. Now in the current era of our sport, there are so many good guys out there, so many insane bodybuilders, even in the men's physique division, who have way better physiques than Jeff, who look way better than him. But the thing is, Jeff will always be relevant because of his popularity on social media and him saying that he was 100% natural in his final show, which he actually won. That isn't the most controversial statement that he made, because I still remember that one year when he was able to qualify for Miss Olympia and he did not get the placings that he was looking for. And afterwards, he said that all the other competitors, they were fully juiced up and he was all natural. And this is the best he could have done. Now considering his Olympia appearance that was made during that time when Jeremy Bundale was the winning champion, it makes total sense that he is also hanging up the posing trunks, because he also had a very long and a very successful career, especially as an athlete in terms of the social media following, because he was able to build up a massive fan base during this journey. But most importantly, he has always been really proud of the physique that he was able to build. So James Hollingshead recently made the announcement that he is doing Arnold Classic, Detroit Pro, as well as Fibo Germany. But this isn't the end, and I hope every single IFB Pro out there, they compete as much as they possibly can during the next year and make this upcoming year one of the best years for bodybuilding. So in the recent episode of Bodybuilding and the Bollocks, James Hollingshead announced that he was also looking at the New York Pro as a potential show, which he might do next year.
I was potentially thinking about New York as well, but we'll just see in it.
And I am telling you right now, every guy who is gonna do the New York Pro, they will most probably do the Pittsburgh Pro as well, because both these shows, they are just 1 week apart, and the prize money is just way too much, especially for the Pittsburgh Pro, to let it pass. So there is a chance that we are gonna see James at both New York Pro as well as the Pittsburgh Pro. Now as far as how James has been feeling about his first prep with Stefan as his coach, well, he is pretty much satisfied with the way things are looking right now. Now he must be really happy, because for a 300 pounds bodybuilder to look in such an awesome condition at 10 weeks out of the show, that's really promising. And this won't be James's first time doing multiple shows in a season. Back in 2020, he won 2 shows back to back, and he brought some of the best looks of his career and some of his favorite looks to the stage that year multiple times. But we have always had that feeling that he still had some room to improve. He can still peak a bit better than that, and he can bring a much better conditioning and a much better overall package. And this time, I 100% believe that this is gonna be James's all-time best. And we are probably gonna see James on the Olympia stage next year.
Are you excited about your year? You got the Arnold, then Detroit.
I am excited. I feel like things are going well. I'm just waking up in the morning every few days, having a look at myself, sending some pictures over, and I'm not disappointed with what I'm seeing. So that's a good start.
Next up, we have the physique update of arguably one of the best posers in classic physique division, Logan Franklin, starting his Arnold Classic Prep. Now with only a total of 12 guys in this lineup, this is a great opportunity for every single athlete out there, including Logan, to make his mark and be a force to be reckoned with in classic physique division, especially at the Olympia next year. Now he was working with Patrick Tour for this year's Olympia prep, and he placed 13th, and that is a placing that people just do not really care about, because a vast majority of bodybuilding fans, especially classic physique fans, they just look at who made top 10. But considering there was a total of 58 guys in this year's classic physique Olympia lineup, and Logan was 13th best in the world, that is still something big. But it was still very disappointing result for Logan and his coach, since he always had this vision that he's gonna be the one representing classic physique division one day. Now this idea sort of made sense a few years back, and that is why Chris Bumstead once said that Logan is gonna fight for the top 5 spot at the Olympia one day. But looking at the top physiques right now, it just doesn't look realistic at all. It's not about Logan's conditioning, because he looked sensational at the Olympia this year. It's just that he's up against some very fierce competitors who are much bigger and more athletic than him, and they also have this ability to come in absolutely shredded. Next up, we have an update from Regan Grimes, who has shifted his strategy to doing quads twice per week, and that is the game plan laid out by his current coach, Stefan, to grow his quads. Now Regan has an awesome upper half. He has got that unbelievably big and wide frame, and the only way he can make his proportions look even more wild is to add more size on his legs, because his quads have never looked as good as his upper body. Yes, he have that amazing separation, but he can still use more outer quad sweep. Now his former coach Milos, he also emphasized on this one area, and also add Regan to that long list of guys who took this entire off and focused on getting bigger, growing his physique, and you better believe that this is gonna be his last time taking a full off season, taking the full year off, because he already got criticized so much for taking this year off. But if this allows him to be potentially in the first Olympia call-out, which has always been his vision and his goal, then all this time taken off, that is gonna be totally worth it. Now it has been confirmed that he is gonna be doing New York Pro, which is happening in May, and that means he will most probably do the Pittsburgh Pro as well. First training update from the Persian Wolf, Hadi Choopan in a while. And isn't this man a total monster? Rowing that 100 pounds dumbbells like they're nothing, like it is just paper. So Hadi Choopan not trying to defend his Arnold title next year, that pretty much tells you how bad he wants that Olympia title back. And we have to keep in mind, it was a really close show between Samson and Hadi Choopan, and the fact that Hadi wasn't even at his all-time best, and still he was able to tie the scores with Samson Dauda, especially at the prejudging, that just tells us that he still has a great shot at winning back that Olympia title. And we have listened to Samson Dauda and his opinion about Hadi Choopan post-Olympia this year, that the standard that Hadi set for himself that was at the Arnold, Ohio this year, and that was the one he was aiming to go up against. So this wasn't Hadi Choopan's best showing, and neither was Derek's, because Derek also did not look at his personal best. And that just goes to show us that even the greatest bodybuilding coach of all time, Hani Rambod, even he cannot guarantee what might happen on the show day. Now on one end, it is really sad that we will have to wait a complete year to see Hadi Choopan back on the bodybuilding stage. But he will most probably be at his career's best, because that is what's needed to beat this evolving version of Samson Dawood. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.